If you've ever literally woken up one day and thought, how did my eyes or my face age about 10 years overnight? Well, my friend, you are not alone. And let me tell you, I am in the perimenopausal stages, and I can tell you things continue to change. What worked in your 20s isn't going to work anymore in your 40s, 50s, and 60s. And so I am here as a testament to that. You know, back in my 20s, I could literally throw anything on, a little concealer, a little touch of powder, lip gloss, and go. But I think I'm with a lot of people on this one. Resources were not as they are today. So, back in the day, I used to go out and not even wear sunscreen. I think that's probably true for a lot of us who don't want to admit it. And so then it seems like all of a sudden you are having hyperpigmentation and things like that, or areas around your eyes where you can see wrinkles more frequently. Sort of seems like premature aging, right? Because we're all going to age. We're not going to get around aging. But the premature aging thing we can help avoid by doing things like wearing sunscreen. So I say this to you because I've been there. Again, in your 20s, things are a totally different story than after 30, 35, you start to lose things like collagen, hyaluronic acid, things that your body normally produces. And then you throw in perimenopause. We go through that probably for about 10 years before menopause, which is what I'm in right now. And with those hormonal fluctuations, sometimes you can feel like you're a teen all over again with those occasional breakouts and things. So we just have a myriad of other issues we have to continue to think about as we age. And God forbid you have some type of disease that causes you to have to take certain medications or undergo certain treatments. When I was, in my late 30s, I had a client, an aesthetics client, and she came to see me for the first time, and she had just had a port put in her chest. So I started treating her at the very beginning of her cancer journey, and she knew she would be dealing with some harsh conditions that not only would affect her skin, but also things like her hair, right? The brows, the lashes. And if I'm being honest, that moment changed the way that I did beauty forever. And here's what I wish I knew sooner. Literally, caffeine is your best friend. If you're looking for a topical agent, something underneath the eyes, it's going to help constrict the blood vessels. It's going to help with the dark circles and the puffiness. Caffeine is one of the only things that's been scientifically proven to do that. There are studies on other things, and over the years, I've tried them all, vitamin K, etc., but nothing compares to caffeine, so that's going to be my number one tip for you. I said it before, I'm going to say it again. Less is more when it comes to everything, including your concealers, foundations, things like that. If you have to conceal dark circles, you really want to go for a very moisturizing, hydrating formula that's not going to further dry out your skin. But you also want to make sure that you apply it in the right way. You want to stay right where those dark circles are. You want to avoid putting too much makeup where you have these outer areas where you start to see those fine lines and wrinkles. So that's going to be your concealer tip 101. Very easy to do. So many people overlook the fact that literally you put more makeup on, you're going to have more mess to deal with, including setting your makeup with powder. So I know that this is an unpopular opinion because so many of us have been using powder for the better part of our lives, but the truth is when your face gets drier, especially around the eye area, and you go in to set it with a powder, it's probably going to make it look a little bit more cakey, creasy, or just drier, which actually is going to make those wrinkles stand out more. So there is another tip for you. Very easy. Just if you're going to use powder, just use less of it, or opt for a setting spray. You can spray some on your clean hand and just pat that setting spray over your makeup like this. You don't have to spray it all over your whole face. And that in itself is going to help that makeup stay in place and prevent some of that caking, creasing that you experience throughout the day. I mentioned this tip in the video before, but I'm going to mention it again in case you missed it. You must wear primer, especially after 40. You got to wear a different primer on your eyelids than you do underneath your eyes. There's specific eyelid primers that are going to help keep things from moving around on top of your eyelids. And underneath your eye area, you really want to use some primer. It's going to help smooth out everything. You're going to apply that as your first step in your makeup routine so that all of your makeup goes on more evenly and more smoothly. And whatever primer you use on your face for your face makeup, you can use underneath your eye area. And please, whatever you do, stop pulling and tugging at the skin. I've been guilty of it before. I used to rub my eyes without realizing it, and now I have some hyperpigmentation next to my eye that I can't treat with skincare product because product's gonna get into my eye. So I use makeup. Sometimes I don't even wanna put makeup that close to my eye, so you can always kind of see the hyperpigmentation there. Live and learn, but let my experience, my story be proof that rubbing the eyes can cause hyperpigmentation and some permanent damage if you're not careful. And it's just really bad for your cornea, so just don't rub your eyes. Here's the thing, aging is a privilege, and I think the older we get, the more we understand, the wiser we get. We understand this to be a true statement, but that doesn't mean that we don't want to age gracefully. And when I say age gracefully, I just mean taking the time to care about the health of our skin, prevent the premature aging, and I'm here to help. I'm here to literally make your life easier. So you don't need 20 different eye creams. You don't need to spend $300 on one skincare product. You just need to know what the right product is for your skin. Before we go, what is your biggest under eye concern? I want to know, so drop it in the comments below. If this was helpful for you today, please like and subscribe to my channel and make sure and set that notification bell. And remember, the more you know, the more you glow. Ciao for now.